The stroke. Ambessa to me makes a lot more sense. I think Perfect has shown that he is good on the champion, and the matchup isn't great, but Ambessa is able to just kind of out-sustain once you get deeper in.
Yeah, just make me wonder what GENG you're going to take here in the support role. Just going to go for the Rel, and I feel like Dura's had some great performances on this, obviously just playing around the map, having a lot of impact, setting up ganks for the team. There's so much engaging team fighting potential for GENG. I feel like they're just so comfortable because I think KT, you know, if Perfect has a fantastic game on the Ambessa, that's great, but so much of that comp is relying on Doctam on this Yunara popping off. And I look at the other side, and GENG has so many tools to stop that from ever being a problem when it comes to Yunara, because there's a lot of CC. Often we see the Yunara have a lot of value when things like the Wukong are taken out of the equation, but Orianna, Rumble, Rel, Jarvan, it's a hard game to play as a Yunara, and you don't have the extra support of like a Lulu or something backing you up.
I'm also a little worried about the lane matchups here with the Corki for Ruler, with Chovy on the Orianna. I know we've seen the Annie picked into it. When there's jungle intervention, I think you can get a lot of mileage out of the matchup, but in the pure 1v1 in lane, I don't think
KT 하나 둘 셋 젠지 하나 둘 셋.
Oh my goodness, GENG fans out in force here in the Inspire Arena. As here we are, onto the Rift for game number 1. KT, our higher seed. And so they chose the blue side here for game number 1.
Cuz was winning multiple lanes as Chovy.
Oh, the flash in from BDD is in comes Cuz, throws the buckler. KT moving over towards these grubs as they spawn. Canyon and Duro in the area. Level 6 for Duro as well. As the hook comes on through, they're engaging onto the Rel. I don't know whether it's the best choice as Cuz is just going to evict Chovy from the fight. Now Canyon's in trouble. As Doctam doesn't have a Slurkle anymore, but in goes Duro, and he will fall down. But the trade is there immediately. In the meantime, Perfect is there towards the bottom side of the map, and the 1-for-1 isn't too bad if Peter does stay alive, and that will indeed be the case. Still, the grubs go over to GENG, and they'll claim their prize.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting decision from KT because they got the one grub initially. They end up trading 1-for-1 and giving those plates over to Perfect. So, as much as it looked a little bit haphazard, I think they're happy with how things actually ended up playing out. They got the TP there from Keen, and they managed to disengage, kind of a clean break that gave Perfect some extra gold.
Yeah, double plates is actually a pretty big deal here for this Ambessa.
Yeah, so KT kind of getting away with murder on that one, and now GENG starting up the Dragon here, and it looks like KT not really in position to contest.
Yeah, we do have Cuz moving over, as they do clear out the vision in the back of the pit here, but GENG 4-man strong will be able to take this one by the looks of things. We'll see whether Cuz can find a bit of an angle, but Chovy not going to get slammed against a wall, and it is just going to be the first 2 objectives going over to GENG without too much of an issue here, as now GENG finding an angle towards Peter on the bottom side of the map. Magnustorm comes in, flash out from Peter, but he's still a bit of an angle here for KT. Let's see where the ruler is going to be all right, as there's the flash forward. Good flash away as the depth charge not going to be avoided, but down comes GENG, and out goes Peter via the death chamber.
The BDD on the flank.
Looking to throw a bear at them. Let's see what happens here as second Dragon. Oh, the flash in from Peter. They're looking for Ruler, who does get knocked up. And the Cataclysm comes down, but the Rel's already dead. Out goes the Jarvan. Peter is traded, but now Keen's in an awkward spot. And Doctam is free hitting. BDD gets on top of Chovy, and Doctam just flashes for it. Now Perfect's dashing around this fight as Keen flashes away. It's Cuz that locks down the Dragon, and GENG, they do secure an even kill trade, unless Cuz is able to make this one a problem, and never mind, it's a problem for Cuz. Down he'll go, and fire went out.
We are by the ocean.
True.
So that does feel appropriate.
That is a very good point. So the Inspire Arena is very much surrounded by water, and so, well, I mean, I guess technically everything is. You know, even the largest continents on Earth are actually surrounded by water.
If you zoom out enough, Atlas, that is true.
Yeah. Anyway, Slurkle comes out, doesn't find the target here, as Doctam with first item and a half now completed. Cull cashed in there as well, but it's a 2-0-3 Corki here, and we know Ruler can really get some things done with this champion. Rift Herald has been started, and GENG, oh man, they are all grouped up and ready to go. Equalizer goes down first as Cuz gonna get interrupted on the ult. He does slam Canyon against the wall as now BDD looking for Chovy off to the side. Perfect execution to come on through there, as it's public, but it's also Perfect playing the champion, so I reckon we'll count it as GENG will steal
targetable and is able to get the smite steal.
And now Genji's routed. They have the Herald. They slam it down mid immediately. So even though it's a 1-for-1, the fact that Genji get a Herald and then immediately
Targetable and is able to get the smite steal.
And now Genji's routed. They have the Herald. They slam it down mid immediately. So even though it's a 1-for-1, the fact that Genji get a Herald and then immediately go towards mid and get this impact from it, they feel so good about the outcome of this play.
Yeah, 2,000 gold in an instant, the blink of an eye. And that is going to be locked down there, as we do have feats of strength also over to Genji at the same time. KT will be able to answer with this top lane outer turret being taken by PDD.
It feels really hard to have the throughput in these fights, because another rotation of abilities from Ruler, from Chovy, and even...
But that's just up the wave. And down goes the Rumble. Nice.
So many of these death rushes as Otacon has started.
Yeah, KT had just a cardiac problem. Let's get onto the... Locked up, just thrown around like a ragdoll, and down he will go. Another kill to Doctom and Otacon going to KT.
That's also going to be the next dragon going over, and KT really pushing back here in terms of control of the map.
And that's the thing, is that Genji has a slight gold lead, but that's with the fact that they've taken a
control of it this time around, but Genji already starting off this dragon. Perfect, looking for an angle towards Keen. They do spy the Rumble lurking in the back of that pit as the equalizer into the banana brush, doing absolutely nothing at all. Perfect getting on top of Keen here, but the Poppy ultimate is going to get avoided. Somehow it's Ruler that takes down the dragon. Is Perfect able to dash his way out. BDD is being exhausted, and Duro gets on top of him. The Annie executed immediately, and KT just cannot do damage in this fight. Down go 3, and Doctom just gonna have to walk away from this one. Man manages to dash away from Canyon, but Keen probably not going to let him leave. The Harpoons looking for him, but he doesn't even need them. Unable to dash over that wall. Down goes Doctom, and Genji, I think, just won the game.
And in a fight where KT, I think, needs to be laser focused on taking down Ruler, they didn't even get a Suns.
Yep, didn't even get near him. He was just free hitting, gets a triple kill there. And I think it was a fight they really didn't need to take, and a fight they're now going to regret having gone for with a Baron secured. You can see it kind of felt like initially they were maybe looking for just a Dragon Steal and then maybe disengage. The ult gets charged up by...
Kind of like Donald Glover with the pizza. As KT looking to try and defend this inner turret. That's going to be a tough task, as Canyon, you can see, just lurking, seeing whether it is going to be a dive opportunity. They are just able to tank this one up, though, and down will go the inner. One last one remaining towards that bottom side.
Yeah, they are not...
down 5.
They're not a good team against Baron, because they really don't have wave clear that they can just do from a safe distance. Like, Doctom has to walk up and auto the wave, and you're against Orianna, so he's constantly have to play around this ball being put forward, as you can see, taking poke from the Corki as well, and the towers are just dying to the cannon minions.
Yep, and there's 2 that are already set up here, so this inhibitor is well and truly dead. Keen just ushering in another wave towards this mid lane, and that's already 50% done. KT, they have to do something, otherwise passively their whole base is just going to blow up. But the problem is, when they did try to do something last time, it went very, very poorly.
I think the opportunity, unfortunately, has gone by.
Rock and or hard place comment?
I would say so, yes. Which is not ideal.
I choose the rock. Go for the rock.
Yeah. I'm going to go with hard place, potentially made out of rocks.
I don't think he's in this movie, guys.
Oh, okay. He's been in quite a few of them, though. It's pretty surprising. Genji will be able to take the inhibitor turret, but they will leave the inhibitor up here in this mid lane momentarily. Now looking to transition this last 30 seconds of Baron towards the bottom side.
And they also, because they didn't get Chovy's arm guard last round, like he is just building towards Void Staff now.
Yep.
Because he's not being threatened. And yeah, even it's hard to imagine anyone getting picked off with the tools available right now.
It's an 11,000 gold. Looking for a window, does find it. Another hook is going to connect. Peter does find the knock-up on the Canyon and manages to make his way out. And there's the ulti. Will connect onto Keen now that he doesn't have that. Zonya's the flash forward. There's the public execution. But Chovy goes golden as well. And now it's Duro's turn to get in there. Still, they don't have a lot of the tools. And Chovy will be taken down. BDD in trade immediately.
Oh, no!
But Doctom, can he actually get it done? The answer is no, because Ruler is unfortunately still alive for KT fans, and yeah, that 1v1 ain't gonna be one you're gonna win there, Dom. It's a quadra for Ruler, and Cuz will deny the Penta, but I don't think he's gonna deny his Nexus going down.
This is a sort of fight where maybe if it was a 3,000, 4,000 gold lead, you could have seen KT winning it, but they barely took out Chovy.
What do you mean?
And
It's
Ruler
4 times that amount. They should have easily been able to do it.
Ruler just sat there free hitting, having the great time on this Corki, doing so much damage, and now Cuz trying to defend solo. We'll see if Ruler cares more about the Penta.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I don't know whether the Penta still exists, but we'll see whether he can get it. Unofficial Penta kill there from Ruler as he takes down the Nexus. GENG will strike first in this lower bracket final, and it was they
momentum, but I do think Zeri is a sort of pick that gives you that throughput in fights, that sort of carryover. If you get that initial kill, Zeri's momentum with her ultimate will help you clean up, which you definitely need. And Aatrox are going to come through, good matchup into the Sion, not too much a surprise then, especially if you're diving in and you have a lot of short-range picks. The value the Aatrox can get here is absolutely massive.
Who kills Aatrox? Like, once he gets his items, that's going to be tough. I think KT's composition, they do have an incredibly strong, like, level 6 spike across the board. I think that the Nico, Akali, and Zeri angle I really like. But you gotta win the early game, because if you start falling behind against this composition and you're trying to 5v5 into Aatrox, into Sivir, into Rakan, I don't think it's gonna end
I feel like it's a situation where if they even slightly fall behind, they're just gonna get blended. Like, you can just imagine the damage output, the AoE. You're diving in, a couple of ricochets, a couple of sweet spots.
So that's a Wednesday for this team. Let's get onto the rift.
KT 하나 둘 셋. 젠지 하나 둘 셋.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the rift for game number 2 is already Keen finding some value against Peter and Dom, but does have to flash. I did like the fact that he hit a couple of Qs, though. Just didn't really work out for him.
Good early pick up there to get that flash, and the fact
will connect there onto Chovy. And there is the Dragon going down. Hextech going to be the second one. So could be some doozy dragons as far as our soul is concerned. Hopefully not another ocean. As Chemtech, I think GENG fans probably pretty happy about seeing that one.
Wasn't knocked down because he wasn't using his Q, but oh, you see Canyon and Keen moving over for Cuz.
Yeah, good sidestep here from Cuz. Does get pulled back by the Infernal Chains, but puts down the kennel for Keen. BDD now into the Shroud, and they're looking to lock down 2 of these grubs. We'll see whether KT can actually do that, as they're waiting on this smite cooldown momentarily. Canyon moves on in. He should be able to get this second one, and we'll see whether GENG decide to stick around as Keen. Still at about 50% health, but he is Aatrox. Doesn't quite have the broken item yet, but does, of course, just have his passive.
Yeah, Cuz is going to have his smite sooner, so I think GENG knew they just had to kind of back away on that one, okay, with not fully contesting when they don't need to. Oh,
BDD going in, does throw down the ulti here, doesn't hit the backflip, but now BDD underneath the turret, and it's Chovy that outplays it! She'll land the Tangle Barbs, though, is now Dom going aggro towards Duro here. He flashes away, but the slow connects onto Ruler. Great sidestep from Peter there, as well as it's now Duro in trouble, and Dom picks up the kill. The sidesteps were pretty nice, but not enough.
And this is just the power of the level 6 from the Zeri. That being said,
that's Talia.
Yeah, teleport to come on through here as they're looking to try and turn it, standing their ground as they maybe shouldn't have. Flash out there from Dom as now BDD going aggro once again.
He really needs to be respected in the 2v2. Now look at this team fight.
Yeah, Dragon's going to be equalized here as pay attention, please, Orcs. Interruption on the Weave as well, fantastic. There's Chovy down very low once again, has to use that flash.
Composition. Oh no.
Yeah, there's the flick onto Peter immediately. Gets quicknessed up though. Megacone is going to be there as well as the Rift Herald down to 50% health. KT had already started this one up. Teleport in from Perfect. He's going to have to land this engage if they want to stand a chance. As Canyon goes in, manages to take the Rift Herald here. The knock up onto the Scion, who's being thrown around like a ragdoll, and now Keen finds the back line. The flash over the wall from Perfect, but he's out of the fight. Pop Blossom does nothing at all. And the Weaver's Wall comes in. Perfect somehow actually utilizing it quite well, but it's Zeri that goes down first. Canyon sacrifices himself, and now Chovy is behind enemy lines, claiming all the flash. Well, we might see another one here, or at least an attempt, as Seismic Shove connects onto Perfect. He is in a lot of trouble. Infernal Chains pull him back in. When becomes lightning, doesn't find the mark here as BDD on a flank angle. Does get that shroud down. Now Ruler in trouble as Cuz gets on top of him, but Perfect is going to be the first one to go down. Just front to back here from GENG as Ruler claims the first kill. Doctom sliced in half by the full health Keen. And yeah, that problem that you posed earlier, Chronicler, we're seeing the answer is there's nothing. There's no option. As maybe if he's not there, then there's a possible kill onto Ruler. He's going to be able to avoid the shuriken, but Cuz he's just got a big club, so there's not a lot of outplaying that.
The cleaver is done!
Yeah, no, that's absurd. 2 items have been completed as Chovy drives on in, doesn't find the seismic shove, but they will be able to find this first turret. And GENG...
Look at the movie.
And yeah, it's spooky as well because there is a hiding Zeri. Is now Chovy going to get knocked up, and that is another kill going over to Doctom. That is a lot of money for him as well, as that's shutdown gold going in. They also get a teleport out of King.
And there it is again, it's the Death Brush.
Went to Doctom, so big influx for the Zeri. Should have second item completed.
Yeah, knock up onto Cuz here as Keen finds the angle, and Subjugate is not going to keep him alive, although it is at least trying. Yeah, tried to make that one work. Sundered Sky, an item not broken enough to save him.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of paddles.
Yeah. Canyon get into work on this Otacon, and there's going to be no response from KT as they are focusing on taking down this inner turret. Keen looking for the angle here. We'll see how unkillable he actually is.
Very!
As it turns out, yes, entirely unkillable is the answer, as they decide they're just going to instead run away, as the Otacon is just going to be taken for free.
And the thing is, it was going to be a trade, right? Bottom lane, they got the tier 1, they were going for the tier 2. They're like, look, we give up Otacon, but we get a big influx of gold for the Zeri. GENG deny that. Now you're trading that bot lane tier 1 for...
Does do a fair bit of work.
They got to try.
Yeah, looking for a bit of an angle here. We'll see whether they can find it. The seismic shove connects. And Cuz taken down to below half health already before the fight has even started. And Shuriken backflip not going to connect onto Chovy once again. This dragon down relatively low. We'll see whether they can steal it away because he just can't get in. And it is just going to be secured here by GENG. Now Perfect trying to run away. Does break the chains that bind. I just don't know whether that's going to be enough as the wall will be put up. And not going to be followed through on as GENG. They can just back away if they would like to. BDD, good backflip out of the way of Duro here, as now Keen possibly out of position as he does go into that World Ender state, and now the train is going to connect Pop Blossom onto 2. Can Keen actually die? The answer is no, ladies and gentlemen, because he is just too massive. Cuz going to go down as well, and if you're ever going to kill him, it was going to be there. So for the rest of the game, I think Keen's just immortal.
It was a 10%! Half K gold behind.
Yeah. Well, Canyon and Chovy are going to be able to duo this Baron if they would like to. They are going to call for some help as KT, it's all about the Hail Marys.
No, Keen's there! Get away, KT!
Yeah, unfortunately, the certification office is now closed, and VDD is stuck inside his blue buff pit. And now Keen looking for a bit of an angle. The solo Pop Blossom comes in. VDD, a bit of burst damage, but the Baron is going to be secured. And KT are just trying to cut their losses. Their losses will be Cuz at least, but Perfect likely to go down as well. Megacone going to be helping out here as Doctom barely avoids the Wind Becomes Lightning, but I just don't know whether that is even going to be enough as he slides over the wall. Canyon taking a bit of damage, but GENG just going to follow these minions towards this inhibitor turret. And man, I think they are looking to close this one out pretty quickly.
This is just looking not even close right now, and there's just no way KG can deal with what GENG are offering. Keen, I just keep seeing these big green numbers.
Guys, yeah. I have good news. 13-4, that's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Chronicler.
That's too strong.
They need to do something.
Yes,
I imagine that they're just waiting for the game to end. So maybe trying to kill Keen is a good test.
Hey, at least Doctom has Infinity Edge now, so he does some damage.
They have
3-item spike.
That's something.
That is. They don't have inhibitor turrets. Oh, apart from the top one. That's something. All right, KT, last-ditch effort. We said the last one was a Hail Mary. I don't know what the next level is. I think I got to Hail Mary too quickly because they have another opportunity to do a thing that is like a last gasp. You know, maybe that's what it is. As all right, wall is going to be put up. That does get the Trundle out of there, but that is just buying GENG the space to take down this inhibitor.
Canyon's 3 levels higher.
Oh, they're going for it. Let's see whether the raid boss can actually be taken down. They haven't killed the ads though, and unfortunately that means that the raid boss is all that more powerful. You have to do the mechanics. KT is Doctom going to get punished. Goes for a bit of a skate through the turret, but unfortunately he's out of the fight. PDD now looking for a little bit of an angle, but Perfect is going to be torn to shreds. And the Nexus turrets will be next to go down. We won't see the revolting Aatrox with Chemtech Soul because unfortunately the Nexus is going to die beforehand. Duro having a little bit of a party on the fountain.
Canyon, no!
Canyon is tanking up an inner turret for some reason and is still able to kill PDD. Please put them out of their misery, and GENG will. They go to match point here in this best of 5.
He protected himself, and I think when we see GENG diving in, you can obviously just be kind of that constant threat that ult does so much damage as well to a lot of melee champions on the side of GENG. And actually, it's GENG going for like a 2-carry composition with 4 melee if they lock in this Ornn.
That is, it's feeling like things are switching sides just a little bit as far as the comps are concerned. I don't want to take away from what GENG have put together though. There is a lot of CC. So you could have a lot of KT members just not able to play the game. But like you were saying, possibly missing out on damage, and we'll see whether that does come back to bite them.
I do think GENG are definitely the best team that we have in the LCK playing 2-carry comps because of how good their 2 carries in that scenario are. And to me, whenever it's a Ziggs comp, I know that this isn't really a poke comp, right? It's much more dive bolstered by Ziggs, but they have not 1, not 2, but effectively 3 long-range engage tools to just start off a fight at any point, and I think GENG are very dangerous when they have those tools.
I think my only concern, especially if they fall behind, is there's a lot of downtime between Yone.
Well and truly in GENG's favor.
KT 하나 둘 셋. 젠지 하나 둘 셋.
That is the loudest the KT fans have been so far. And I don't know whether that bodes well or ill. Maybe it just bodes neutrally.
It just bodes.
It bodes.
It certainly bodes.
Yeah, I'm whelmed.
Not to be confused with boats.
Boat? What?
No, boats. Like
boats.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a boat. We've also got the junglers fighting. There's fighting all over the place. Is now Keen looking for a bit of an angle to flash away, and Keen also going to be flashing here as now you got a Zenith Blade in, and Canyon is looking to die, but the heal comes on forward. He goes back! The triple pulverize is good, but it's a punch to come through for first blood. Still, the counter punch is better as GENG take down 2.
The heal was so clutch to keep Canyon alive just a little bit longer, bait them in, and now
oh god, Doctom's dead as well?
Has to flash.
2 flashes?
Huh? Well, what can he get now is the question, as there is a knock-up onto Keen. He gets out. Keen is the one that's now in a little bit of trouble. No flash available. Will get slowed down. And I don't think... Oh, never mind. Keen surviving for a while, cuz will be taken down.
Yeah, Doctom not having a fun time with the 1v1, and especially now that Ruler has the boots of swiftness, it becomes so much harder to hit your skill shots onto him. And Ziggs, he's all skill shots.
Didn't quite work out. Dragon has now been started here by GENG as well. The tree just getting to work on that one. That will be secured. Oh, Infernal to come up next. See what the soul is going to be in 5 minutes.
What they need it to be. So actually, I want to see KT keep going for these fights, right? This composition has a lot of built-in power just with the ultimates, the single target lockdown, and the power of like Dominus, the Ziggs ult. So really just try and push as much as you can. So I'm happy to see them go for the grubs here.
I think as well, you can play into skirmishes because I feel like for GENG, you know, if you end up in a scenario where you're fighting top jungle, GENG's top jungle doesn't really do well in the 2v2. You know, if it's jungle support...
comes in as Ruler just wanders past the turret. Dura's making his way and he's got level 6. Satchel is decent, but I don't think it's quite enough as Ruler taken down very low, but they still secure the kill onto the Ziggs. And now Petrol, if they lose it, right? Canyon's on Maokai, the best at retaking control. As Captive Audience is going down, you can see the Drake going down low as well. Teleport does come in. There's the Nature's Grasp. As it is the Vi stealing away the Drake. That is something. And now Carl's looking for an angle onto Chovy as well. Doctom keeping himself safe. It's a Cloud Soul, and that's pretty cool. But that's also a triple knock-up with the Pulverize. These GENG health bars are so low, but there's no one that can actually do damage apart from BDD, who flashes forward and immediately gets smashed back. And Chovy finds the knock-ups as well. The Ahri survives for a while, but eventually goes down, and Doctom just doesn't. I'm willing to go with most.
Hell yeah.
I also think that Ruler could have been playing Teemo, and he would also be in a great position in this game.
Okay, no,
in fact,
no
maybe
shot.
he should have.
No, not Teemo into Ziggs. Ox, give me a Ziggs check. Yeah, that would have worked, right?
How's the Teemo matchup?
Teemo's pretty bad in his Ziggs.
Oh, that's a shame.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, they're basically the same champion, aren't they? Like, Teemo puts down the mushrooms and Jin puts down the flowers. It's the same thing.
I know you're rage baiting, and I'm not going to fall for it.
Okay. Well, inner turret now going to be taken here by KT. Not a lot of response by GENG outside of the outer turret in the top lane. So this is some Ziggs value.
This is what Ziggs is good at, you know? Get some gold. They are
Tucking
potentially
themselves around the river. They did just take the Rift Herald, which they will now slam down in the mid lane. Shelly going to get a bit of a headache on the mid-outer turret. And GENG will be able to even up that turret scoreline as well as, ooh, sharp turn there from Canyon, keeping us on our toes.
Duro's on the flank.
This guy's cow is so scary.
with a little bit, 2,500. I think with the fact the Ariel's just not quite up.
Cuz going in. There's some dominance here from Perfect, who will get knocked up by Duro, but he does get stunned. Now Cuz looking for the angle, but immediately has to flash away. In the meantime, Canyon's just doing the dragon. And that is just going down slowly but surely. And KT with no real avenue in towards this fight. There is the Drake. They get vision of that as Solar Flare going to be eaten by the Bellows Breath. And now you've got GENG just trying to turn this one on to Peter. They should be able to take him down. Force shot will do it. And Duro looking worse for wear, but can they actually get to him? He's well and truly in the field right now as finally it's Doctom that's able to lock it up with the Mega Inferno Bomb. KT going 1-for-1 in the fight, but they lose out on the objective.
Well,
can I actually do the finish?
Can you do it again, just so I can take some?
I want to
take some notes.
the fall.
Can you do it again so I can take some notes? Quickly, Punisher.
Just please.
We don't have time.
Take it away. This is okay. It is going to be Nature's Grass coming on through. Peter getting caught up as Cuz looking for the angle, but Duro says no. I'm better at that than you are. As Cuz gets slammed back and taken down. Peter now Eclipse not going to help him, but in goes Chovy. Looks for the angle, catches the flash, and gets on top of Doctom. Not going to get knocked up by the last Q though, but it's a double from Ruler, who immediately Captain Jax and looks for the curtains on to KT. BDD blocking for Doctom. The flash out of the way as Keen looks to come in. Deadly Flourish. Not going to be able to pick up that kill, but it's only BDD and Doctom. This inner turret's going to go down. And it's looking like KT may just be circling the drain here in Game 3.
It's starting to get harder to think that it could be worse, guys. That was the moment right there before that fight. I'm feeling a lot worse about it now, as this is going to be Otacon as well. The gold lead becoming insurmountable. And I think KT are on
the thing again.
You can't fight for the choke. There's too much CC. There's too much AoE to deal with on GENG's side. KT
I don't know. KT are going to need GENG to choke if they're going to win this game.
Oh my god, Atlas, no! It's gone.
Probably pretty
Just
true.
Oh,
the steal from Cuz! He is able to actually flash his way out as well. Peter may not be so lucky, but I think Peter for denial of Soul Point could be a good thing.
I don't care, I'm in denial too. You got this, KT, keep it going.
There we go. Love that optimism, but maybe just stick with optimism, nothing starting with E, and then we'll be all right. As Duro, sub 50%. The cow looking a little bit worried. Does have the ulti though. Satchel going to get interrupted so nicely here. Cease and desist comes down. Mega Inferno Bomb just barely catching on to Ruler there. Gets into the back line. And it's the cow down as well. BDD. He's got some charges left on the ultimate. Is now Keen. Going down pretty slowly, I have to admit. Ruler puts together the Infinity Edge. Peter rocketing in to help out Perfect.
Cuz is healing off the camps. He's trying to get back into the fight.
Yeah, Cuz is well and truly behind enemy lines as there's the knock up onto the Crocodile. He is sent skyward and a ward outside this Baron. Some information is now going to be gained, but I don't know whether information is actually going to help. Good Charm does connect onto Duro looking for that flank angle. As there's the engage onto Perfect. He's taken down so incredibly low, so quickly, and it's Ruler that cuts him up. The Baron was just a bait this entire time. The knock-up doesn't connect onto Cuz though. Cease and desist into the backline, but Chovy's there with the ultimate to follow. And I think these wallets may just be a little hefty for KT to lob at GENG. As they just go back towards this Baron as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, I think the chance of stealing that Baron a lot lower now that Cuz is dead.
Also doing a 6 ult.
Yeah, it's not looking super hard here as GENG just moved Duro and Keen towards this mid lane, and it's Canyon and Ruler that are there to deal with this Baron.
Kyle, what was the problem?
I'm easily influenced. You got like half a vote when I'm right next to you. So that's something.
That's true.
Who did you vote for? After
Harrier,
votes, they took it away.
and if it was Bro playing, then it was Morgan. Regardless of the play.
Those are pretty safe bets normally. So.
So justice for supports and justice for top lane, two things.
You must have done something else egregious, because normally those are pretty safe bets.
Max?
The Morgan vote might have been a problem. He may not have even won the series. As okay, we do have Keen taking a minuscule amount of damage, but he's otherwise doing okay. As Jacksho's completed as well, so 3 items on the on. And he's also handing out a whole bunch of upgraded ones, as there's the Nature's Grasp. KT gonna get coaxed away from this inhibitor turret. Now looking for a bit of a fight, but Chovy finds the angle! He gets in, and then gets immediately out again. Perfect though, he's able to stay alive. They take down the tree, but down goes the inhibitor turret as well. KT put the phalanx together to try and block. Never mind, it's not enough, he's just too big!
Guys, I was thinking about the decision to have the Ziggs tank the Jin shots, and it seems to have backfired.
I don't think it was a great decision.
Flash. They had heal!
He didn't want to flash in case he killed his teammate.
Could have lived! Dogdom, you're too good a teammate!
Oh dear. Well, the train is going to run over 2 of them. The Crocodile, the first one to go down. Cuz now in so much trouble as these 4 shots for Ruler, all of them are just nukes that he can throw at KT. This Jin is absurdly fed. Chovy also puts together his Infinity Edge and makes his way back as, man, this is triple shellacking for Gen G as they look to close in. The charm comes through. Duro says, yes, you're very charming, BDD, but unfortunately you're not going to win this series. As in goes Cuz, looking for the angle under Ruler. He just cleanses. He's wandering around. He was reloading for a little while longer, and he does get taken out. Now Keen could actually be close to death, but Chovy is having a field day. They took down one threat, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2-threat comp, and Chovy's the best player in the world. They will take down KT here, as Perfect did have enough time to respawn. I just don't know whether this Crocodile is going to quite be enough. As in comes Canyon, that's the ace, and that is the Nexus going down for the 3rd time in this series, and Gen G will not be denied an 8th final in a row.
And it just makes it clear that Gen G have really locked in to make sure an upset would not happen again, and truly how magical the first time round it was that KT could take down Gen G, but this time, no shenanigans. Gen G clinical in their punishment, clinical in their takedown of KT.
And I have a feeling that, you know, there's a few people that were saying words like fluke and things like that was just a huge upset. I think Gen G is still good. I think those people are eating pretty good after this series, as Gen G looking well and truly woken up and ready for the final tomorrow.
Well, I think something I would say is prior to that first matchup between them, Keen was